Hello everyone, welcome back to Management Academy. In this video, we are going to discuss the factors influencing buyer behavior or factors that affect consumer behavior. Marketeers always try to meet the customers' needs and wants. Marketeers would be able to meet the customer needs and wants if they know their customers very well. But knowing this customer or consumer is very difficult. It's not a simple task. Purchasing something. What are the factors that influence a consumer to buy something is what the marketeers try to understand. So let's begin our discussion of some of the major factors which influence buyer behavior, which helps the marketer to understand the customer well and in turn helps to satisfy the needs and wants of that customer. The first factor which we are going to discuss are cultural factors. Culture is the most fundamental determinant of an individual's needs and wants. A person can acquire key values, perceptions, and preferences through the behavior of his or her family and the shared values and beliefs of the family. For example, if a person grows up in a family which gives very high regard to education, where everybody is very well educated, this person, when grows up, would also want to get highly educated. This person might purchase a lot of books. This person might also purchase a lot of equipments around revolving around books. For example, a Kindle to read books. Such is the effect of the cultural factors. One of the things which we can also discuss here is the effect of subculture on an individual. Each culture consists of smaller subcultures that provide more specific identification and socialization of its members. Subcultures can include nationalities, can include religion, racial groups, geographic regions, etc. Many subcultures make up for very specific consumer groups. For example, imagine a group of Indians living in the US would show specific preferences in food, clothing, choices, recreational activities, and this can all be traced down to their nationality. The next major factor which affects buyer behavior are social factors. Some of the social factors which affect consumer buying behavior are reference groups, one's family, or social roles. A person's reference group consists of all the groups that have a direct face to face or indirect influence on the person's attitudes or behaviors. Groups having the direct effect on the person's habits can also be called as membership groups. These are some primary groups. Some of the primary groups can be friend circles, families, etc. People can also be inspired by groups in which they are not members of. These groups can also be called as aspirational groups. So, a child growing up sees a football club and idealizes a football club or a soccer club and idealizes some of the sports stars in that club would purchase a lot of merchandise related to that sports club. A person's family members or family group is the most influential group which affects the purchase decisions of a person. Family is the most important consumer buying organization in a society, and much research has suggested this influences people the most in their day to day purchase decisions. Similarly, social roles means a person's position in each of such groups can be defined in terms of roles and status. So, a person's position in a family, club, or organization will also define the purchase behaviors. So, some positions like top level management positions can dictate or influence purchase decision where the person has to maintain a certain status. So, the purchases would influence maintaining a certain status, so it can be expensive cars, expensive clothes, watches, etc. And the person is buying all these because the person is in a very important social role or position in an organization, group, club, or membership. So people purchase or choose products that communicate their role and status in a society. The next major factors are personal factors which influence buyer behavior. So personal factors like a buyer's age, life cycle stage, occupation, lifestyle, personality, etc. can influence purchase behavior. Marketeers pay close attention to factors like age and life cycle stage of a consumer and suggest products to them. Marketeers pay close attention to events like marriages of a consumer and provide products and services to the consumer. A person's occupation influences his or her consumption pattern as well. A blue collar worker would buy clothes, work shoes, lunch boxes, etc. in a different way as compared to the CEO or the president of a company. The lifestyle of a person is expressed through the various activities in the person's life, the person's interests, opinions, etc. Lifestyle portrays how a person interacts with his or her environment. A PC manufacturer might find that most people who buy expensive laptops and desktops are very achievement oriented. So, this is a lifestyle factor which marketers can take into effect and understand how this lifestyle factor is influencing their purchase behavior. Lastly, there can be some psychological factors which affect purchase behavior. Psychological factors like motivation. A person has many needs at given time. Some needs are biogenic. They arise from physiological states of tension such as hunger, thirst, discomfort, etc. Some psychological states of need can also arise, like recognition, esteem, belongingness. All these factors affect person's purchase behaviors as well. Some other psychological factors can be perception. So, for example, how motivated a person is to buy a product can be determined by his or her perception of the situation. Perception is defined as the process by which an individual selects, organizes and interprets information inputs to create a meaningful picture of the world. Some other factors can be learning. Learning describes changes in an individual's behaviors arising from experience. So, a person buying a product with which the person has not had a good experience might not buy that product again, or might not select a similar brand again with which the customer might have had trouble in the past. There can be other things under psychological factor like beliefs and attitudes which affect the purchase behavior. A belief is a thought, a descriptive thought that a person holds about something. Attitude is a favorable or a unfavorable cognitive evaluation, feeling, or tendency towards an object or an idea. So, if a customer believes that a certain brand, like let's say Apple, is very expensive for him to purchase, the customer might not purchase that brand. Similarly, the attitude that Apple's product quality is very good can influence the customer to buy that product. So there are these four major factors which influence buyer behavior, but if seen in detail, there are a lot of smaller things or sub characteristics which affect purchase behavior. I hope this video was helpful to understand the topic. Please give us suggestions in the comment section. Do like, share, and subscribe to our videos. Thank you for watching.